You hatch in a nest made of sticks, wedged high in a tree that sways every time the wind picks up. Your eyes don't work yet. Your feathers are patchy and useless. You're basically a blob with a beak, and your only skill is screaming for food. Mom and Dad take turns jamming half-digested worms down your throat, while you and your siblings fight over who gets fed first. It's not pretty, but it keeps you alive. The nest is cramped, and your siblings are aggressive. They shove, they bite, and they definitely don't care if you get your share. If you're not loud enough or pushy enough, you go hungry. That's the game. Meanwhile, your parents are working non-stop, flying back and forth with insects, scraps, and whatever else they can scavenge. Sometimes other crows show up to help. They're not your parents, just members of the local murder who decided to pitch in. You don't know why they bother, but you're not complaining. After a few weeks, the menu upgrades from mush to actual chunks. Beetles, worms, bits of meat, it's all fair game now. You're growing fast, which apparently requires a ridiculous amount of fuel. Your parents don't slow down. If anything, they work harder, and you just keep eating. Around 1 month old, your parents decide it's time for you to fly. You have no idea what you're doing. You flap your wings a few times, which feels weird, then launch yourself off the branch. Gravity immediately reminds you that confidence isn't the same as skill. You crash into a lower branch, tumble through some leaves, and land in a heap on the ground. If anyone saw that, they're not saying anything. You try again the next day. This time, you actually stay airborne for a few seconds before slamming sideways into a tree trunk. Progress technically. After days of bruises and embarrassing landings, you finally figure out how to stay up. Flying feels incredible until you realize you have no idea how to stop. You aim for a branch, overshoot it completely, and crash into the one behind it. Close enough. Now that you can fly, everyone expects you to keep up. Mom swoops effortlessly through the trees while you're flapping like your life depends on it, which it kind of does. Hawks are everywhere, and they love picking off clumsy young crows who can't dodge properly. There's no time to rest. You're either flying, eating, or hiding from something that wants to eat you. Your parents also expect you to start finding your own food now. Mom points at the ground, and you're supposed to figure out how to grab a beetle without face planting into the dirt. Your first attempt goes exactly as badly as you'd expect. You dive down with way too much confidence, miss the beetle entirely, and end up with a mouthful of soil. Mom just stares at you, no judgment, but also no encouragement. You're on your own here. What saves you is that you're smart. Not right away, obviously, but you learn fast. You watch the older crows, how they flip over leaves to find hidden bugs, how they crack open nuts by dropping them from high branches, how they pull food out of tight spots without getting stuck. You copy everything. If an adult drops a nut and it splits open, you try the same thing. Most of the time, you fail, but eventually something clicks. You also learn which animals want to kill you. At first, you don't know a hawk from a pigeon, so you rely on the adults. When they scream a specific alarm call, you don't ask questions. You dive into the nearest cover and stay silent. Over time, you start recognizing the shapes that mean danger. The silhouette of a hawk circling overhead, the low crouch of a cat in the grass. You learn to read the signs before the adults even call out. Then there are humans. They're everywhere, and they're confusing. Some toss food your way, which is great. Others wave sticks and yell, which is less great. You figure out the patterns quickly, where they drop scraps, when they're distracted, how close you can get before they notice. Some of them are friendly, others hold grudges. And here's the thing, you remember faces. If a human messes with you once, you don't forget. You remember exactly what they look like, and you make their life miserable every chance you get. Revenge isn't just satisfying, It's strategic. They learn to leave you alone, and you get to keep doing what you want. That's the crow way. But this is just the beginning. Things are about to get a lot more complicated. At some point, you realize survival isn't just about you anymore. There's a whole social structure out there, and you're part of it whether you like it or not. The local murder, your extended family, and a few neighbors becomes your world. It's chaotic, loud, and somehow comforting. You're not alone anymore, even if everyone's kind of annoying. Foraging with the group is your first real taste of teamwork. When someone finds food, word spreads fast. You don't get an invitation, you just show up. It's less cooperation and more organized chaos, but the system works. More eyes mean more chances to spot something edible, even if it also means more competition. You learn to grab what you can and move on before someone bigger takes it from you. Then there's the alarm system. If a predator shows up, one crow spots it and screams. Within seconds, the whole murder is shrieking. You join in because why not? It's loud, effective, and strangely satisfying. Hawks, cats, and other threats quickly learn that messing with one crow means dealing with 20 angry ones. They usually decide it's not worth the headache. Fitting in takes effort. You watch the older crows to figure out the unspoken rules, who you can approach without getting pecked, who to avoid entirely, and how to hold your ground without starting fights you can't win. It's a delicate balance, but you're getting the hang of it. The murder might look like chaos from the outside, but there's a rhythm to it. You're part of something bigger now, and even in the mess, that matters. As you grow older, independence starts calling. You still stick with the murder, but you're spending more time on your own now. It feels natural. There's a whole world out there, and you want to see what it offers. Foraging solo becomes routine. You explore new areas, test your skills, and figure out what's worth grabbing and what isn't. Sometimes, you stumble across a perfectly good sandwich someone left behind. Other times, you mistake a piece of plastic for food and immediately regret it. Trial and error is part of the deal. Without the group watching your back constantly, you rely on your instincts. A rustle in the bushes or a shadow overhead means you stop, assess, and act fast. Most of the time, you're quick enough to avoid trouble, but there are close calls, like the time a hawk nearly turned you into lunch. Sharp reflexes and a healthy dose of paranoia keep you alive. Even though you're forging your own path, the murder is always there. When food gets scarce or predators get bold, you rejoin the group. Foraging together is easier, and mobbing threats is safer with backup. Independence feels good, but having a safety net feels better. One afternoon, you're minding your own business when a fox appears out of nowhere. It charges straight at you, jaws snapping. You flap hard and barely make it to a low branch. The fox jumps after you, teeth inches from your tail feathers. You let out a sharp alarm call, and within seconds, reinforcements arrive. The murder swarms in, dive-bombing the fox from every direction. You join the attack, swooping close enough to make it flinch. The fox yelps, spins around, and bolts. The crows chase it out of the area entirely, making sure it knows not to come back. You shake yourself off and hop to a higher branch. Crisis averted. When spring arrives, you decide it's time to find a mate. You don't rush. Picking the right partner matters. You show off with some aerial moves and confident calls. It's not subtle, but it works. She sticks around, and after some mutual grooming and food sharing, you're officially a pair. Together, you build a nest. You both gather twigs, moss, and whatever else looks useful. After some back and forth and probably a few disagreements, the nest is done. It's sturdy enough. She lays 3 eggs, and now the real work begins. Her job is keeping them warm. Yours is everything else. Bringing food, standing guard, making sure nothing dangerous gets close. When the eggs hatch, it becomes a full-time operation. You're both hunting constantly, bringing back insects and worms for 3 loud, demanding mouths. A few other crows show up to help. Their enthusiasm doesn't always match their skill, but you appreciate the effort. Over the next month, the chicks grow fast. They go from helpless fluff balls to awkward fledglings testing their wings. You teach them the basics: how to find food, spot danger, and survive without falling out of trees. It's exhausting, but they'll figure it out. You did. You've built a life, raised chicks, and earned your place in the murder. You'd think things might slow down, but no. Life as a crow is a full-time job with no breaks. Foraging is still a daily grind, a mix of strategy and luck. You know where the best scraps are, but so does everyone else. It's a race to get there first, and someone's always trying to steal what you found. Then there's the constant vigilance. Hawks, cats, owls, they're all out there, and they'd love to make you their next meal. You mob them when they show up, screaming and diving until they leave. Even humans are unpredictable. Some toss food, others swing brooms like you've personally wronged them. You never know what to expect, but it's not all stress. Sometimes you get to mess around, testing new ways to crack shells, playing with sticks, or just watching the world from your perch. Your curiosity keeps you sharp, even if it occasionally gets you into trouble. This is life at its peak, staying clever, staying alive, and keeping one step ahead of everything trying to kill you. Then one day, while you're perched on a branch, a hawk strikes. You don't see it coming. There's no warning, no chance to dodge. You're knocked from the tree and hit the ground hard. A human walking by spots you later. They crouch down, tilting their head like they're trying to understand what happened. They poke you gently, maybe whisper something. They don't realize you're already gone. Your murder watches from the trees. To them, it's simple. The human killed you. From that day on, they make that person's life miserable. They scream at them, dive bomb them, and make sure they never feel safe outside again. The human has no idea why, but your murder remembers. Not just the tricks you taught them or the food you shared, but you. And they'll carry that memory, turning their rage into a grudge that lasts years. That's the crow way: loyal, vengeful, and unforgiving. Life as a crow might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.